And just like that, good morning, everybody. Hope we are all doing awesome. Happy to be here. Very, very excited. And yeah, welcome on back to Global Hack Week. I'm here. I'm hyped. And that's pretty much about it. Um, let's see. What, if anything? Hmm. There we go. Okay, beautiful. So a couple of things. First and foremost, let me bring back the music now that I'm on live. Second, if you are coming in from the Discord, you probably have the check-in link already. But just in case you're coming in from Twitch notifs or the previous stream or whatever, if you would like to check in, we can go ahead and do that right at this link in here. Now, for our actual stream contents for today, there is a GitHub repository set up for this project that I'm going to go ahead and share with you all in the chat in a quick second, while I also put the stream link up on the chat. But first, let me go ahead and say hello. Howdy, howdy. I'm also going to pop on our little ask questions in the chat. I like for these streams to be pretty interactive, so feel free to ask questions whenever you have them. Now, let me go ahead and pop Bit Battles up in here. So this is going to be our Global Hack Week project for this time. Right, it's called Bit Battles. It's going to be an education-based app focused on gamification of learning computer science concepts. If we get that far, fingers crossed. But if you're looking for the GitHub, you can go ahead and find it right on the screen there, as well as check-in info right on down here. That's everything that you should need to actually get started. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here in a second and show you all kind of what I've done so far. And then from there, we will go a little bit into some of the things that I've got planned. So you can just go ahead and get started. I also finally got my little dual monitor setup working. So if you see me staring off into the distance, it's because I've got a second monitor set up. Finally, let me go ahead and share my screen right up here. Share this window. Beautiful. Awesome. And let's see this up here. Yeah, so just in case you missed part one, you actually in reality did not miss very much. So I'll keep you updated of kind of what we've got going on so far, and then we will go from there. So right now, here is the current plan, or here is the current idea behind this app. We are working on implementing some login and some authentication for the user as a whole. We had an app done on Friday for me, Saturday for some of y'all, in which we like made out a UI and started working on authentication. And then about an hour, maybe 75 minutes were in, we ran into a terrible bug that I spent about 6 hours trying to fix outside of stream time. And no dice. I'm gonna look for my little notebook. I can write stuff down. I cannot find it. I'm gonna have to take a quick break. Or we could use sticky notes, I guess. I just end up using sticky notes. So based on that, because I could not for the life of me figure out where this bug was coming from, and I've Googled absolutely everything, I scrapped what we did on Monday because I wasn't that happy with it, or oh my god, on Monday. On Friday because I wasn't that happy with it anyway, and decided to start over with Bit Battles as we have it right now. So currently, here is what we have built out. We have a launch view that starts out the application. And all that we really do is create an app and then check whether, right, start our app, check whether we're logged in. If we're logged in, we go to the home view. Otherwise, we go to the login view. Then we have a login view, right, which is just hello world for now, and then a home view, which is also hello world for now. Then we have this app file called an auth manager, right, which authenticates us using in Firebase, right, authenticated, signed in, signed out, keeps track of our states here, right, has a user, off state, various handlers, right, updates our authentication, and signs us in specific manners. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do today. Now, for our other focus for today, and what I want to specifically do, is we're going to try and build out this authentication with two different parts. First, we're going to do sign in with Google, and then we're also going to do sign in with Apple. And that will hopefully take us through at least a decent chunk of this stuff. Now, I do have also, keeping that in mind, and also realizing that I'm not the best designer in the world, I went ahead and did some fun research on Figma for stuff that I wanted to hopefully use in our project. So we will go ahead and use that as inspo as well. I'll link anything that we end up using in our GitHub repository, so we can go ahead and take a look at it there. We're also going to build out our actual UI, right? So we'll walk through some of the ideas for actually building it out. Credit all of the people whose UI we take inspo from and things like that. So yeah, as always, if you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. But generally, it's going to be a pretty chill kind of dev sesh for us in here today, trying to crank out a cool app. So let's go ahead and hop in here. I'm going to move some stuff around on my end on this side, and then we'll hop right on in. So let's don't need the bag. Move that over here. Yep, and then this is beautiful. Beautiful. And beautiful. All right, perfect. All right, wonderful. Now, let me think a little bit as well. I'm gonna have to share my screen in a second. And then also, yeah, share my screen in a second, and then sign with Apple or something and skip. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen here. I think the next step that I want to do is kind of build out these little launch views. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of my kind of from our design file, which I lovingly found and am incredibly thankful for. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick snapshot of this. Perfect. So we can import it and then go ahead and edit it here. All right, press done, share, and then open it up in my Finder. All right, so let's go to downloads real quick. What would it be on my desktop? It's on my desktop because it's a screenshot. Perfect. We'll go ahead and do the editing, right? So this is the magic eraser, right? So Command I for, or no, not Command I. It's Command Shift I for invert, and then Command K for crop. Go ahead and save that image, rename it to launch. Image, right? Go go ahead and save this in here. And then what I'm thinking now, this is our home view, our login view. Yeah, and then we will just do a wait. Interesting. Now this is for our actual setup for later. So off manager.offstate.sign.home view, otherwise login view. I'm wondering if we even need this screen here for that launch view. So we'll probably just go into login here. And then we will also need a new view. So we'll create a new file. The template, call it a SwiftUI view. All right, rename it as sign up view. Perfect. What we've got is we're going to go ahead and add in our image, right? So first we'll go into assets, drag in our launch image, right? And then our launch image is right in here. And then or actually, let's go ahead and rename it then. Launch image is probably not the best name. We'll click it. That's identity and type. And then this would be our login image. Right, so our login image for our login view, we'll do this first. All right, so go ahead and in here, create an image from the name, which is image view, or what is that? Or login image, right? Yeah, login image. Bundle. I don't think there's a bundle. Just go ahead and run this in here. See what the errors are. Missing arguments, missing arguments, missing arguments. Yep, we are aware. What are we complaining about? What are we complaining about? Oh, yes. We'll do this for now. Means, and that should fix that error as well. So we should now just see the login image when we preview here, and also the login image when we preview on our launch view. Fingers crossed. Come on, hurry up. Okay, that is way too big, but generally, yes, it does work. Right, and now when we are going into our launch view, it'll just take us to a giant photo of this lovely face. Perfect. All right, image, login image, and then dot frame. We will do min width, right? I want the one with all of the options. Frame. Yeah. Min width. Ideal width. Okay, let's see. All right, we'll try width 5 alignment. So let's do width. We'll try 200 height. We'll try 200 and alignment. We'll try dot center. Pretty sure they'll stretch the image kind of funky because it's not a square. Why is the frame not working on here? Let's figure that out. frame not changing, size of image, 15y. See, resize the image. Dot resizable, perfect. That's what I need. And then let's go ahead and actually take a look at this image and figure out its dimensions. So it's currently, how many pixels? 1229 by 1228. So it's effectively square. Let's try 300 by 300. Potentially beautiful. And then we can go ahead and add in a text modifier in which we will create our logo, panels, and then I would like to insert in an image SF symbol. System name is, and then how do I find the SF symbols library? SF symbols library SwiftUI. Trying to look stuff up. Perfect. So we have our SF symbols library here. I want to go with something robot themed potentially. These are our system ones, workspace, APIs, controls, yeah. Graduation cap might work. We could do the graduation cap with the with the kickboxing one, right? So then if I add these into an H stack, in here, pop in the image of boxing, kickboxing, right? It's figured out kickboxing, perfect. Image, system name being figure.kickboxing. And then image being that, bit battles. Perfect. How do I decrease the spacing? Decrease spacing between elements in HStack. All right, yep. We could do spacing, which is 0. See if that fixes it. All right, we definitely want to modify this, but we're going to do dot monospace. Here's some monotext based. Hello. Let's see. Bit battles, right? Sure, we'll go with that. Right, image here. Then we will go ahead and look at our design inspo, see what we've got, right? We want to have our login. Or I mean, because this is, think about it, this is probably going to be the first thing that our users see, right? But we don't want to have to, or do we want to onboard them first, right? Launch view. Because that's our login view. We could have a, like a is, but no, but that would require persistence and first download stuff. So, for now, right, we've got our login view here. Potentially we could combine these little characters, make them look a little cuter. But also I'm gonna go ahead and add in some padding to the dot leading here, about 10. I think that's the format. There we go. Bit battles. Perfect. Do dots font. What is it? Not dot font. Wait. Dot. That's frame padding. Font. Width. Design. No, it's just width. How do you change the size? I think it might be dot font. System. Yeah, size like 24, something like that. Let's try 18. Right, then as we're looking at our sign-in, we would potentially have our text here, right, that says login. And then go ahead and have or I mean, we could even skip this part, right, with the H stack for now. We're not worried about the logo and just go ahead and have this cute little thing. And then have the 2 sign-in buttons, right? One for sign in with Google and one for sign in with Apple. So go ahead and do that, where we'll add in a button. I'm trying to remember how to make buttons. See, button. Providing an action in the label. Yeah, I know. All right, and then we're actually styling our button. We would have button style protocol. Right, so views. Then we would have a new folder. We would have this, models. Actually, okay, rename the file, please. All right, I'll just delete it. New file, or new folder, models, and a new folder for view controllers. All right, and in view controllers, Auth Manager would go live in there. The Battles.lab lives right here. Preview content lives right on the top, so we'll move it up there. Yeah. Is that all I mean with that? Doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, because you have views, model. Oh, because it's in alphabetical order. Got it. Cool. Models. This is where we will add in like our button styles and things like that once we get there. We're not there yet. Auth managers, our views. Home view, launch view, login view, sign view. Cool. Is there a Google SF symbol? Add sign in with Google button and Swift UI. Let's figure that out. Components are available for oh, perfect. Yeah, we can just use the built-in Google sign-in button. So we're going to go ahead and go to our package manager. And that is our Google sign-in iOS button. Go ahead and pop that in here at the package. Yep, beautiful. Yes. Off server ID. And I'm gonna comment here to add in a logo. Right, we have our login image, resizable. Did I literally just not add in a Google sign-in module? I'm pretty sure I did. So look again. We'll clean our build folder. Mm-hmm. Oh, my poor computer's doing the thing. The more we're huffing and puffing. Mm-hmm. Trying to get this code in for authentication that we'll need. And then for our home screen, we should be able to get our display name. Enter your placeholder and source. I'm aware. Google sign-in button, sure. And our Google sign-in button should just... Well, let's try print. Not preview. Not preview. Let's just try print. Test, like that. See if that fixes stuff. Looks promising. Clean succeeding. Build my should succeed. These comments look good. We'll give it a second. Where'd my Xcode go? Here it comes back. Yeah, there we go. So sign in with Google. Definitely want to give it some padding. Dot leading and dot trailing. It goes in the bracket. One second. Dot leading, dot trailing. Want about at least a 40. So that button isn't so squished in there. See if that helps. That's better. Dot, what is it? Dot rounded. How do you round corners? Trying to figure out how to round corners. Dot clip shape should work. Okay, so that doesn't work. That doesn't really round the corners, but whatever. We'll deal with that later. Cool. So let's go ahead and walk through. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and await the display name for our results and then update the state. And then in this function, right, and update display name function right in here. All right, so here we go. All right, now I have a function to display our name. We'll enable Google sign-in. Let's go ahead and double check the Firebase console. Don't we actually enabled Google sign-in for this? I'm pretty sure this is one of the things we did on Monday. Authentication, sign-in method. Interesting. Cool. All right. Good to know. We should have our config file. Yeah, so we already have this file, right? The Google Services info.plist. I need to add ID. I already did that. Then added the GA decline ID into the info plist. Interesting. Okay. So this is in our info.plist file. So how do I add? Interesting. I think that should be fine. I shouldn't need that. Okay. Let's go ahead and work on the authentication for Google here. So we're gonna go ahead and in here, create a function. Google, if I can spell, Google auth, right? With user, which is a GID Google user, as well as think throws up, and it's looking for an opt data result optional. And then I'm hopping in here. I got guard let ID token is user.id token dot token string. Else, right, just return nil. That means we're not able to get anything. Let the credentials be equal to provider.credential with the ID token, and the access token, user.access token dot string, and then our token string, not just string. Cool. Need to import Google sign-in. Like that should work. Yep, I know the return's missing. We're getting to it. Do, and then of course catch. So the catch will print the Firebase off error, Google off user failed. And then unwrap the error type. Then if we do here, return the try await to authenticate the user with credentials. There is a return, trust me. Oh, no, because then you have to throw the error. Yep. There we go, because it throws, right? Yeah, so it's either return or throw. Perfect. Then we need a new file. Google Sign In Manager. Perfect. Import Google Sign In. Call this the Google Sign In Manager. Static let shared. You have type Google Sign In Manager, right? Then type alias Google off result be equal to the GID Google user error void. Cool. Private initializer here. No parameters. You pass in, and then implement some multi-threading, right? Where we have a main actor, sign in with Google, async rows, GID Google user, or no, it'll return a Google user optional type if GID sign in dot shared instance dot has previous sign in, and then return try await GID sign in dot shared instance dot return previous sign in, or restore previous sign in. There we go. Otherwise, let the Windows scene go. And then in here, otherwise we don't want to do anything because we can't get these things to work. Hello. So we gotta create a function called sign in with Google. All right, which is asynchronous, doesn't take in any parameters. Then we have to do card let user is try await. We'll sign in manager dot shared dot sign in with Google. Then let the result be equal to try wait auth manager dot Google auth user. Okay, that means we need the auth manager environment object up here. Let's add in the catch as well. I see a nice question in the chat. What is the concept of your app? We're going to build an EdTech app that focuses on teaching introductory computer science concepts. If we can ever get there, we're going to do our best to. I make no promises. But for now, that's kind of the goal behind it. If let result. And we're using SwiftUI to build it and Google's Firebase. Sorry. Google sign in success. You can spell success. Dismiss. No swag drop on this stream. Sorry, hate to disappoint. But make sure you use that check-in link from the Discord or from the earlier parts of the chat so that you can be eligible for more swag. Well, that doesn't work. I know why. I messed up the annotation here. That'll do it. There we go. That'll help. Should, at least in theory. Uh-huh. Got the return here, which didn't help. I cannot find dismiss and scope. It's weird. Okay, interesting. Mm-hmm. We're gonna give this a second to load up. Yeah, okay, test, cool. So right now the Google sign in button just prints test. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not using the Google sign in button. Mostly because I don't like the look of it. So we're going to make our own button instead. Cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and create our own sign in with Google button. All right, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and in here, find our Google logo, pop it into assets. Beautiful. And we're going to attempt to create a cute little button. So this is our Google Sign-In Manager, our Auth Manager, right? Then our login view. Perfect. So instead of our Google Sign-In button being here, right, we have our image. And then we're going to create a button with an action and a label, which will be an HStack. Right. That should just work with something on Google here. HStack of an image with the name Google logo. All right, that should work. Facing call and a function. Does that also work? Concurrency. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. Yeah, so it would have a button. So this is good with a label. Mhm. 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 Hanging out and building stuff. Beautiful. Okay. Dot font. Dot system. Size is, let's try 24 maybe. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Trying to get comfortable. We've been hard at work today. Trying to build stuff. Yeah, corner radius 50. Looks fine. Yeah, preview crashed. Yeah, I know. It's kind of the point right now because it's just preview. Uncaught exception. Oh, the GI decline ID has to be set in info.p list. We'll deal with that in a second. Server died. Nice. Let's refresh this whole page. Start everything from scratch. I'll deal with that in a second. I'll leave this out for now. Do line of 1 instead. Slightly skinnier. Perfect. There we go. Then we've got, let's try to implement sign-in with Apple. Well, we've got some time. And then we'll fix up both of these. Sign in with Apple next. Yep. Everybody enabled sign-in with Firebase. I need to go to my Xcode project. Go to signing capabilities. And sign in with Apple. Beans. All right. I'm going to need to get off my screen share here for a second and log into one of these accounts. So created the Apple Developer Program License Agreement. Developer account. Yep. Account. Did Xcode remove sign in with Apple? Sign in with Apple capability. They're showing an Xcode. Where did it go? Looks like I need to exit out of this real quick. Technical difficulties. Mm-hmm. turns out I had already added it, which is so fun. So let's go back to sharing my screen. Now that we have actually done the battles thing and added in the sign of applicability, and then we'll be able to go from there. What else do we got in here? All right, inside our Apple Auth Manager, right, we're going to need to create a function. We have Google Auth. Perfect. Then we need a function called Apple Auth. Passes in an Apple ID credential. Which is an AS authorization Apple credential. And then a nonce, which is of type string. And this async throws off data results. And we guard let the nonce to a nonce. Otherwise, throw a fatal error. But no login was found, but no login request was sent, right? Then call this here, then guard let Apple ID token, the Apple ID credential, ID token, else print be able to return ID token, then finally return nil. Then go ahead and guard let ID token string be equal to a string from the data of the Apple ID token with .utf-8 encoding. Otherwise, debug description. Hold on, wrong mouse. Yep, that looks good. Great. Yes, I'm aware. Then return nil. Yeah. Still going. Then finally, let the credentials be equal to the OAuth provider. Apple credential with ID token being the ID token string, all nonce being the nonce, and the full name being the Apple credential. Cool. Then do return, try, await, authenticate. Credentials being credentials. Otherwise, when we catch, go ahead and print Firebase auth error, the Apple auth with Apple ID credential, and the nonce failed, and then extract out the error, and then throw the error. Then we need a new controller here, new file with the Apple sign in manager here. All right, we're going to import authentication services and import CryptoKit. This is cryptography, not cryptocurrency. So specify and create our Apple sign-in manager. Right, static let shared. Our Apple sign-in manager. Then file private, static var, current nonce. There's a string optional. Static var nonce. Also the type string optional, which is either equal to current nonce, nil. Then private init. We'll go in here to do request Apple authorization. We'll go pop that in here in a second. And then let's go ahead and create an extension of the Apple sign-in manager function for this random non-string stuff, which I always hated. And then the SHA-262. I'm just going to go ahead and copy these because these are so frustrating to rewrite. Then our private func, SHA-256, pops right in here. Oh, I copied it twice. Oops. Let's go ahead and refresh this page. And let's verify function with Apple ID. What do you mean off managers? No member signed out. So where did I put sign out with Google? I'm probably in the Google manager, right? That's shared instance. That's okay. Mm-hmm. Apparently I forgot a sign out function in off manager. That'll do it. Let's see. So that should go with in here, sign out async throws. Now this would do sign out. Okay, there we go. This makes so much more sense. Yeah. With authentication. Right. To find the off state handlers. Updating states, initializing integers, start the sign-in process. Saying an anonymous state doesn't make sense. Off manager off state, authentication, set up functionality. Yep. I need to focus on these. Yeah, we'll do sign out later. You don't want to be signing in on your login screen because that makes no sense. Sign in with Google, then yeah, that's why you're checking the off state here for home view or login view. Because if you're signed out, you should go to always go to login view. Yeah, login view. I've signed up with Google or then sign in with Apple stuff. Uh-huh. And let's go ahead and try to actually create a button in here. So let's see. I'll sign in with Apple button. Interesting. All right, I might have to debug this request and result stuff before we come back for part 3 tomorrow. We're going to comment out this for now. And also comment out these 2 warnings to link to home view, because I don't think that's fully implemented yet. But we're going to go ahead and push up these changes into GitHub and I think end the stream here. Let's do cd and all. Git commit -m part 1 fixes and part 2 progress. And then git push. All right, beautiful. These changes are now pushed up onto GitHub. So if anyone is looking for the link to the repository, you can find that right on here, which is hopefully helpful. And yeah, we've only got about 7 more minutes left. Go ahead and see if there is anything here that we can do and to add in potentially, right? Because we've got repository, right? Added in the part 2 progress. That looks like it's live. The button I'll need to tweak around with a little bit still so that it actually functions. So yeah, now's probably a good time to give our next stream a shout out. Let's see what else we've got going on in Global Hack Week land. So I'm going to open this up in our browser and go to the ghw.mlh.io schedule, which I'll drop in the chat for you. Global Hack Week data, schedule. Today, Global Hack Week day 3. That's not for a little bit longer. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I am, looks like the last stream until 12 a.m. Eastern time. Where we've got coming up our Today in Global Hack Week summary. And then you'll actually be able to see me back here at 1 p.m. Eastern time for making better hacks faster with GitHub Copilot, which should be a really fun stream. But as always, if you ever need the schedule, you go ahead and find that on that ghw.mlh.io link. And keeping in mind how much time we have left and how we're doing, I'm probably going to call it a day here. See you all tomorrow for part 3. I think that's at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Let me double check. That is today. Yep. That is 5 p.m. Eastern time on... Yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern time on Monday, which for me is tomorrow. So you will see me then. And then we will wrap up on Wednesday with part 4. And that'll be it for this fun series of Global Hack Week stuff. I'm going to head out for today. Thank you all for stopping by. Lovely to hang out as always. And see you in my next stream in just a few short hours. Bye, y'all.